And they said, God made one day. Let's read it again. Let's read it very carefully. Because I can read English. I'm born in Nigeria. So I'm very good in English. In fact, I got it. I was born in Ghana. Anyway. Okay. Hebrews 4 verse 7. Therefore, God again set a certain day. He called it today. When a long time later he spoke today, as was said before, today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts. Verse 8, for if Joshua had given them rest, God would not have spoken later about another day. Therefore, there remains then a Sabbath rest for the people of God. For anyone who enters God's rest also rests from his work. So God wants us to enter his rest. Okay? So it says now, in verse 9, there remains then a Sabbath rest. Let me explain that phrase. What is a Sabbath rest? Hebrews was written by Paul to the Jewish Christians. Before us again. Hebrews was written by Paul, and 80% of Christians believe that the writer of Hebrews is anonymous. It's not. Paul wrote the book of Hebrews. I said last time, so again, contact me on Facebook or on internet or on my phone, and I'll explain to you. Paul wrote the book of Hebrews. Right, Reverend, Pastor, Preacher, whatever you are. Okay. Now listen. It says here, there remains then a Sabbath rest. Sabbath was a day the Jews commemorated according to the creation of God, and God rested on the seventh day. So they made the seventh day a Sabbath rest, to rest. Amen? Yeah. Paul is saying, Jews, it's true. There is a Sabbath rest. There is a Sabbath rest. Paul is not saying there's two Sabbath rest. No. He said there's a Sabbath rest, but God instituted a Sabbath rest for a reason. You know why? Remember that everything that God did, God foreknew. God saw the end from the beginning. So he created Jesus from the beginning. The Bible said the Lamb was slain before the foundation of the world. So he knew that the Hebrews would select a day to become a Sabbath. So God said on the seventh day, he rested from all his work. Okay? Now, when he rested, the Bible did not say, on the seventh day, God slept, woke up, back on the first day, and started again. No, the seventh day is still continuing today. Because the creation is still here today.
Yeah, amen.
Let me say it again. Read the Bible. The Bible says, Monday he created, Tuesday he created, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, I appeared. He created the man. On the seventh day, God rested from all creation, and it stopped. So in other words, the seventh day is still on.
Yeah.
That's why Paul says, there remains a Sabbath rest, not a Sabbath day.
It's true.
There remains what? A Sabbath rest. Oh God, help me preach, help me teach. There remains a Sabbath rest, not a Sabbath day. Not a Monday, not a Tuesday, not a Wednesday to keep holy, not a Sunday to go to church on Sabbath. No. There remains a Sabbath rest, not a Sabbath day.
So every day we come to Sabbath. Amen.
Hallelujah. If we read the Bible, study it, we will be free, man. I tell you, we will be blessed.
Amen.
Let's continue, verse 9. There remains then a Sabbath rest for the people of God. For anyone who enters God's rest. So what is God's rest? God's rest is the seventh rest. The seventh day when God rested from his creation. So God relaxed. Till today, God is still resting, isn't it? Amen. Till today, God is still resting. So therefore, God is resting. God said we should enter it. So therefore, we should be resting.
Amen.
So now our life should be a life of rest.
Amen.
Not a life of struggle. Not a life of fighting. Not a life of trial and tribulation. Not a life of going here and there. No. God was our life to be a life of rest.
Amen. Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
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 Whew. Verse 10, for anyone who enters God's rest also rests from his own work. Question, Josie. In the Old Covenant or in the Jewish culture or in the general belief of Sabbath today, do people work?
No.
No. But he says here, if you enter God's own Sabbath rest, you also rest from your own work. So it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, where people normally work. You're resting.
You're resting.
You're in a state of what?
Rest. Yeah. Amen.
So it's not talking about a day. Continue. For anyone who enters God's rest also rests from his own work. Amen. What's my work? I don't create mountains. I don't create trees. I don't create stones. I don't create anything of God. Because God has already created things. So I don't create what God's already created. So what am I asking for? Continue. It says, verse 10. For anyone who enters God's rest also rests from his own work, just as God did from his. Verse 11. Let us therefore make every effort to enter that rest, so that no one will fall by following their example of disobedience. Whose example of disobedience? Whose example of disobedience? Darling. Happy? The Bible tells us that the Jews, they kept the Sabbath day. They kept the Sabbath day. So in terms of Sabbath day, which is the context we're talking about, they didn't disobey. So why are you saying that we should not follow their example of disobedience?
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
Let's teach now. Don't just read. Just read. Study. We should what? Follow their example of disobedience. Now read verse 12. Now verse 12 is the one that everyone quotes. For the word of God is sharper than double-edged sword. Hang on. Verse 12 says for. It starts with the word for. The word for means because. So verse 12 follows on from verse 11. So verse 11 says we should enter or follow their way of disobedience. For the word of God is living and active, is sharper than any double-edged sword. It penetrates even to the dividing soul and spirit, joints and marrows. It judges the thoughts and the attitudes of the heart. The what? It judges the thought and the attitudes of the heart. Verse 13, nothing in all creation is hidden from God's sight. Everything is uncovered and laid bare before the eyes of him to whom we must give account. So we must give account, which means he's talking about something that is hidden from other people. What about me and about you is hidden from other people? Our heart. So Paul is saying the people of the Jews, they are walking or entering or keeping the Sabbath day based on the law because they have to.